my intention to come here was to have fun and play, you know,
Yeah.
because I knew who I was going to be in the presence of. So that was the only intent I set really
Yeah.
for the whole weekend. And that's what I got.
How were you inspired to take 4 days and to travel? You know, what inspired you to be here?
Well, really wanting to meet Sark for the last 20 years is probably the biggest reason I said yes when it came across my email. There wasn't even really a question. I turned around, I looked at my husband, and I said, "Can you watch my son, our son for the week? You got him? I'm gone." And that was it. There wasn't. Inner wise self just said yes, like immediately. So there was no
Yeah.
question about it.
And as far as spending time with her and Scott and the community this past weekend, what are some of the big shifts or takeaways that you've experienced?
Oh, gosh. Even in today's work, I just work through very quickly something I've been sitting with and working with on my own with my own tools and techniques that I brought to the table, and it was still there. And so some of the things we did today got really kind of was like the aha, yes, okay, I have to work this one thing and transform it before this end goal comes into play. So and we shifted. We moved a lot of it right there within 20 minutes. So
Yeah. Were there any particular nuggets of wisdom that you experienced, over the last few days?
just so many. I'm not even exactly sure how to articulate them
It's
all.
okay.
I really think, in a lot of the inner critic work, all of the work really, it's accessible to everyone. It, is helpful. It moves and transforms without having to go into these deep years of study, esoteric techniques, and that's really what I love about all of this. And just the humor, it doesn't always have to be so serious all the time. So that has been the really big, that's what I kind of came here to learn, is how to interweave this deeper work with my clients with some humor in play. And that's probably my biggest takeaway, is that yes, that's possible.
Yeah. And there's been a lot of play too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's been a good one. What we're working on, right in this moment, the micro movements, I think is, just the biggest gift, because everybody has a hard time starting. And when it's not overwhelming and daunting by breaking things down into such small parts that, all those parts become a whole and you're able to really get some results.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And have you been to other trainings or conferences or other events in the past?
In general, it just,
Yeah,
yes,
just in general.
lots.
How is this experience different from those?
One thing, and I didn't have a chance to say it so far on the weekend, and half the men have left, but most of the work I do is women-only work,
Yeah.
um, for a variety of reasons. But everything I've gone to is primarily just divine feminine, sacred woman work, and so I really appreciate having the masculine balance here. I've not really been exposed to that, and then everything that divine right timing, divine right people, all the right people were in the right place at the right time to be together. And so that was a big and different experience for me, because I have to bow to you and the other men that were here to hold the space the way you all have and do. I don't think women realize that there are men capable of doing that all the time. So that made it really different and unique experience for me.
Yeah, and what a gift to be able to share that experience together.
Yeah.
Um, uh, if you were to have a conversation with someone that was considering attending this particular event in the future, what what would you share with them, and why would you encourage them to explore this opportunity?
I would say, well, first of all, that it's one of those. For me, it was a once in a lifetimer. I mean, if you've read Sark's work in particular, I hadn't had much exposure to Scott until now. Their dynamic and teaching style together. I mean, you're learning more detail around everything Sark writes about, which is fantastic, directly from her, and then his interplay and his background, which is just so full and rich, a lot of stuff I had never been exposed to before. So it's really, you come to these things first to transform yourself, and then to be able to take it out to the world. And I can't imagine anybody who wants to work helping people transition and transform should come to this event. It was fabulous.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you could share a special message for either Sark or Scott or both, what would you share?
Well, I thank them for doing this. I mean, really, like I said, I just for 20 years, I was like, when am I going to get an opportunity to meet her? And so just for holding this space, providing such a wonderful opportunity to people and in a small group. You know, I always thought that this was, if I ever got a chance to spend time with her, it was going to be 500 people in a room, and I don't really do well in those environments. So to be with 20, 25 people, however many it was, it's like that doesn't happen every day with Sark. So Sark, I love you. Scott, I've grown to love you. I'm so happy that I got to come here, and I really, really thank you for sharing all of this information, all of these gifts with us. It truly has been life-changing. I have
Yeah.
no other way to say it, really. I'm kind of at a loss for words because I haven't processed it all yet.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing,
Thank
and your
you.
presence really makes a difference this
Thank
weekend.
you.
So, thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I appreciate you
Yeah,
too.
no worries.